Welcome aboard. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm still getting set up here, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to do this thing uh, in tandem here. This will be this will be a video, both live and recorded. So let's hope everything is set up correctly, and I don't have any operator error issues. So for those of you that are just chiming in, it is what it is. Don't make a big deal about it. We don't have to question it. All these things. It's simple. So let's go. Welcome aboard, fellow YouTubers. We're going to title this particular one, Bringing a Friend on Your First Date, Part 2. Y'all, I'm just going to be real with y'all. So after having this meetup scheduled for today, which is Saturday, that I'm filming this video, set up a meet and greet or a first date with this young lady. And by young lady, I mean in her 50s. And a couple of days ago, I posted about her wanting to bring a friend on the first date. And yeah, ordinarily, I think there's something weird about that. That's wrong. That's not something you do. And I do understand the safety precautions behind all this and all that stuff. But we were meeting in the middle of the day in a public place, a restaurant, if you will. Something I normally don't do anymore, trying to meet somebody on the first date at a restaurant, because you really don't have any privacy with the server always in your face until you need them. But anyway, I agreed on it. And so that must have been Thursday night. In the middle of our phone conversation, she just tried to squeeze it in that she was bringing a friend. And I'm trying to stop her in mid-sentence to ask her, what did you just say? And she explained it. And I was like, well, that's kind of odd and awkward, but if that's what you need to make yourself feel comfortable by hanging out with me, so be it. But keep in mind that this is our first date. And based on the things that we've already talked about, don't expect me to change who I am because you're bringing a friend along. Because at this point, we had some pretty great conversations, pretty extensive, if you know what I mean. So, she proceeded to do that. Now, here's the thing. Here's the kicker behind that. I reluctantly agreed that she can bring a friend. A friend. How about that was Thursday night, and then last night, being Friday night, it has grown to her bringing 3 friends. So that's her plus 3 friends. That's 4 people to meet me at a restaurant. Now, I don't know what kind of backwoods Bama type crap this is, but that's not how it's done, y'all. It's a first date, first meetup or whatever. Now, after we've met a couple times and gone out, if we decide to meet each other and bring friends along, be it bowling or a sporting event or whatever, that's all fine and good. But you do not bring 3 other people on the first date. Now, and really, I wasn't in the mood to drive that distance to meet up with her. But, in the beginning, she seemed it's nice, seemed sweet, and she even offered to pay for dinner, which that was a surprise to me. I'm like, oh, wow. Last time that happened, it was my birthday, but for was a first date. Okay, cool. So maybe that gave her some type of leverage if she thought to include all these people. So she proceeded to tell me about all these people and all these things. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I think you're giving too much of their personal information, because at this point she was giving too much of her friend's personal information. I don't need to know all that. I don't need to know that husband and wife, what they're going through, and she's trying to save the marriage and he's hanging out doing all these things first. And then second of all, if you got these people that are having issues, why in the world would you try to invite them to your first date? Because the reason why I say that, if her friend's husband has trust issues and she's bringing them on the first date, and now he sees her with me, and then the next time his wife goes out with her, he's going to start thinking, well, maybe she's going out to meet somebody. See, this opens up a whole nother can of worms. Needless to say, I ended up just blocking and deleting her based on a simple fact. Last night, when she was calling, we had already had 4 conversations yesterday. Each conversation average 45 minutes. I'm not the type of person I need to talk to nobody 4 or 5 times a day unless it's an emergency or we trying to handle some business. But as far as casual, and being asked the same old questions, what am I doing? What am I having for lunch? What am I having for breakfast? So last night, I immediately ended the call and sent a text message to the fact that, hey, let's talk in the morning because I needed a break at that point. Being that today was supposed to be the day we was gonna hang out, I didn't, So she said, okay, sleep well. I went to sleep. Rolled over about 12:30. Just happened to look at my phone. I'm getting these messages from her in reference to, you must have had something better going on. You didn't want to talk to me. Whoever you had over there, she must be worth it. Well, first of all, lady, I don't even know you. Who I got over at my spot is none of your business. Okay. So, I already explained to her that, at night, I normally turn my ringer off. Not that it's anybody's business, but the way I see it, if I go to sleep at night, my ringer's off. Anything that happens in the middle of the night and I don't answer my phone, there's nothing I can do about it anyway. I'll find out when I wake up. That's just me. So this morning when she called, my ringer was still off. And when I finally picked my phone up for the first time this morning, I saw a couple of messages on there and that wasn't very pleasant from her. So I picked up the phone to call her and it went to voicemail. So I just hung up. So she finally called me back. And one of her messages earlier this morning was, are we still on or are you shifting gears? I'm like, what the hell does that mean, shifting gears? I mean, I have an idea what it could mean, but I had already talked to this lady and told her, look, I'm a straightforward conversationalist. We have to have straightforward communication. I don't want to talk in code. I don't want to spend a 4-hour conversation trying to figure out what you're talking about. So we had a brief conversation this morning and she said something in reference to her friend husband tripping, trying to figure out why we got to go that far, why he can't come this far. But first of all, dude, I ain't even there to date you. I don't even know how y'all got included in this. So see all that stuff. So that was way too much for me. And for those of you, I'm recording this and I'm live. So for those of you that may have some ideas or, have some comments in reference to this, all go right ahead. Please drop your comments, your suggestions, whatever. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. So back to the story. I didn't see any reason why I should even pursue this situation. Although I looked at the menu of the place, it was a place I'd never been to. It was a place I was willing to try. But sitting there with her and 3 other people, and y'all already know, 4 people that know each other. It doesn't matter how far they travel. This ain't gonna be nothing but a meetup, family reunion, or what's up, my friends type situation. I would not be able to have a conversation with her based on the fact that they all know each other. They'll be talking about whatever it is they talk about. So the more I talk to this lady, the more I realize we aren't even compatible as far as communication. By the way, she's talking to me, she's talking to me like she's one of my homeboys. Y'all know the language, and I'm like, that don't do it for me. I'm sorry, don't. And even though I don't think we would have gotten that close as far as trying to be in a relationship, I just felt like it'll be a waste of my time to pursue that situation today. Driving that far to meet up with her and 3 of her friends. And I know what it was. Once she agreed to pay for, when she asked me to meet her, first of all, it was third of all, okay? It was too soon. We just met Monday. But when she agreed to, when she suggested buying dinner, so last night, yesterday evening, the brief conversation we was having, she said, well, since her friends are going to be there, can she send me the money and I pay for it because she don't want them looking at her some kind of way. Oh, no, we ain't finna play that game. If you're going to buy a man a dinner, buy a man a dinner. Don't worry about what your friends think. And then see, it was all these little things that were popping up. Yeah, first of all, I can buy my own dinner. She suggested that. And actually, us meeting up today, had it been her and I, my full intent was to buy dinner anyway, even though she suggested it. My full intent was to buy dinner. And this kind of stuff is this is a strange situation to the point to where she's agreeing to buy dinner and then bring her friends along. I thought that was the most tackiest thing I ever heard in my life. You don't do. Hey, I'm not 19, and if people still out here grouping up or clicking up, and y'all ladies want to bring your friends on first dates, and and the thing of it is, I was seeing this all on TikTok and all these other social media groups about first women complaining about what a man taking her, so I allow her to pick the spot. Second, women complain about how much the food is, so she picked the spot. She knew how much. Um, Women bringing their dogs on a first date. Women bringing their girlfriends on a first date. Women bringing their kids on. Fellas, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Only reason why they're still doing this because y'all are allowing it. There is no way in the world I would have met up with this lady today with 3 of her friends. There is no way. And even this morning when I got up, my intent was last night when I texted her, hey, let's talk in the morning. My intent was to tell her this morning that no, it's just gonna be me and you because it's not something that I do. I'm not in the act of desperation. You got your friends trailing along that's they don't do it for me. But we never made it to that point. And another thing, me trying to meet people, I like to meet them on a level playing field. Like now, I'm sitting at the park right now, a beautiful park, the west side of Atlanta, Georgia, far west. My suggestion to any lady that I meet, hey, let's meet at a park or let's meet at a coffee shop, somewhere quaint and quiet and out of the way so we can actually communicate. Doesn't matter if we meet up beside to go bike riding. That would be nice. We can go bike riding. Well, how do you communicate? Bluetooth. Do something better than what the standard is. So I ended up blocking her and have no intentions on that's getting my have no intentions on speaking to her anymore on this particular matter. As luck would have it, a lady friend of mine called me, and we're getting together as soon as I get through these videos and head over, and we're gonna meet up and have a couple of margaritas maybe, and just as a friend. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't even want to date, and maybe that's part of the reason why I did not want to have this lady coming with 4 of her friends. I just don't think that's appropriate. For a first date, you bringing 3 of your friends with you. A lot of y'all might look at it differently. Maybe a lot of you can't handle sitting down with a lady one-on-one and having a first date. Maybe you need backup. And like I said, I got the fact that she was concerned. She could have been concerned about meeting me, the safety precautions and all these things. Well, you shouldn't have jumped the gun in 3 days. After 2 days, deciding you want to meet Saturday. You could have given it a couple of weeks. But I noticed as we talked since Monday, she's starting to become unraveled. The true her was coming out. The true hood mentality. And I'm looking at her. We had that phone conversation the first day we talked. And she asked me what I was looking for. And I said, to be honest with you, somebody intelligent, somebody that can actually carry a mature conversation. But, by day 3, she's coming at me with all these codes and hood lingo. And I'm like, what? I'm spending most of the conversation about what? What are you talking about? Say what? Say what? That's not a conversation for me. And she was like, well, can you hear me? I said, I can hear you, but I can't understand you. Let's back up to Monday, what we talked about. She said, oh, I just get to talking and, whatever. Living your truth. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Needless to say, I was not in the mood to talk about her ex-husband. I gave her 15 minutes to vent Tuesday night. I said, okay, what happened? She just kept bringing them up. I said, okay. Not only does she want to talk about them, of course, every time somebody bring up their ex, it's always the ex's fault. That's a lie. Not only was she talking about him, she proceeded to show me pictures of him. Why are you sending me pictures of your ex-husband? What is first conversation? She told me how many daughters she got. Oh, my daughters are beautiful. They're gonna love you. Let me show you their picture. No, stop. Don't start sending me pictures of your kids. I'm a stranger. Ladies, be careful. Do not send these men pictures of your daughters and your granddaughters at all. First conversation, because he may not be interested in you. He may see something that piqued his interest. Now he's trying his best to get to know you. Y'all don't even think that way. But I didn't want to see her kids. And here I am thinking she had 3 because she kept saying 3 daughters. So I found out yesterday in one of the conversations when I was sitting at home eating lunch, and she started talking about summer vacation. And she said, well, I think we're going to go in two cars because, I got 8 kids. Red flag. No, you got 8 kids. Oh, hell no. I, Let me tell y'all something. I'm retired from playing stepdad. I'm too old to be stepdad, step pawpaw, step grandpa, step anything. We all got kids. Majority of us got grandkids. But I'm not trying to get grouped up in all this mess where I'm finna spend all these years watching kids. I've done that. Okay, I've done that. And divorced, kids, agreeing to buy dinner, laying on all the sweetness. She had sugar and had syrup on top of the sugar with agave sweetness. Yeah, she was trying to reel me in. That wasn't gonna fly. I wasn't trying to get reeled in, and I wasn't gonna get on here and make this a long video or a long live because I am doing both of them at the same time. I have no intention of meeting anybody that have to bring their friends along on a first date. I have no intentions of meeting anybody publicly if they got to hide behind all these filters. I don't like all that. I don't care for that. This is what you're gonna get from me. Most of y'all that see my videos, they're all pretty much the same. Unfiltered, same old guy. And I would rather find somebody that's more natural anyway. And by more natural, naturally intelligent, good conversationalist. And by all means, don't come at me trying to preach to me every 5 minutes. Oh yeah, that's speaking of which, in the middle of a conversation, she just broke out in prayer. And I was like, what the hell going on? Because she's just all over the place. And I asked her, I said, you all right? You want to have a sip of wine to calm down? I couldn't figure out what it was. Now, I know I've been told that I have high anxiety, but oh my God, she got me beat. And I'm not, I can't say anything bad about it because I technically never got a chance to sit down with her outside the point that she wanted to bring 3 friends on the first date. Look, y'all, that's a no-no. I know it don't take 20, 35 minutes to do a video saying this over and over, but men, if you're interested in a woman and y'all make a date, the minute she say somebody else coming, you may be interested in her. You can try to reschedule for the next week. And if she asks you why, just be honest with her. I don't think it's appropriate to bring a friend, a dog, or a kid on the first date. I really don't, unless y'all decide to meet at a dog park and both of y'all got dogs. You don't need anything that's going to be a distraction in your first date. Because if that dog is there, she's going to spend 30 minutes talking about the dog, petting the dog, touching the dog, giving the dog some food off the plate, then trying to feed you some food off her plate. No, come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It is real life. People don't think the way you do. They think it's okay. It's not okay. So just something that I just want to put out there. This is part 2 of, my story time on trying to bring a friend along on the first date. In this case, she tried to bring 3. So for each and every one of you, whatever day you get to see this video, happy whatever day it is. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to reading all these comments. It doesn't matter what you're saying, as long as you send something. Thanks a lot. And for those of you that are still live, I'm getting ready to end this video because that was the nature of that video about bringing a friend on the first date. If you guys had any issues with that, anything you wanted to discuss in that matter in a mature way, go right ahead. You have a few minutes before I turn this thing off because I've said all I needed to say. And truth of the matter is, that's the end of that subject. We don't have anything else to talk about unless you guys have something that you want to add. If you came in late, oh well, I'm sorry. I can't start it all over because it's live, but I do know you can go back and find these lives and you could watch it over again. I didn't know that at first. I went back and watched some of mine. So it's not that it's impossible to do. It can be done. But anyway, everybody have a great day.